Welcome to Small Town Big Dreams, where people from small towns around the country come to talk about how they're making big dreams a reality and the impact they have on them, their community, and beyond. Now from the United Country Fulford Realty recording studio in Hartford, Alabama, here are your hosts, Michael and Tina Doherty.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. And so here we are again, and as always, we want you guys to remember that we sell land, we sell houses, and that our United Country platform does a really good job of that, and we have an excellent team of that. Today we have Miss Erica Hetrick with us. She is an agent here at Fulford Realty, and with us. And so, Erica, let's just let you introduce yourself and where you're from, and have you always been from Hartford, that kind of thing. And so you just fill us in, and then we'll all go from there. How about that?
Okay. Well, I am definitely a small town girl. I grew up here in Hartford, been here all my life, lived in Dothan for a little while. Then I ventured my way back here. But podcast, small town girl with big dreams. So that definitely fits to me. So happy to be a guest on here today.
Good. We're so glad to have you. So glad to have you. So let's start back kind of at the beginning. As far as little girl growing up in the small town, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I always said I was going to be a pediatric cardiologist. Don't ask me why. I don't know. That just always, I guess because I grew up with heart problems, so seeing that, all that kind of stuff kind of fascinated me. But when I graduated high school, my dream was to be a respiratory therapist. So went to Wallace for a little while, and then I was like, I don't think that's for me. So then definitely went into the medical field, working at the medical center. So I was there for years. But yeah, that was my goal and my dream as a kid. So it just kind of changed over the years.
Girl, it changes for everybody.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about the heart problems that you did have, a little bit of the medical conditions that you dealt with growing up.
Well, I've had asthma my whole life, even plagues me today as an adult. But when I think I was about 6 years old, my mom had taken me and my brother to the ER. We were sick. I don't know. I think we just had colds or something like that. I don't even remember what it was. And they kept coming back and forth into the ER room, and they kept taking me out. So the last time she was like, "What's going on? Like, why do y'all keep coming and getting her?" And they were like, "Well, we keep seeing something on her x-ray that's just not quite right." So eventually they came and told my mom, like, her heart is on the right side, whereas it's supposed to be on the left. And it wasn't something that they had seen a lot of, so they were kind of confused too. So at that point, I was referred to Birmingham, and that's where my mom found out it wasn't just my heart, but all my major organs. And that's not something, I guess that's very common. So I've been all over the world just because of that. Different doctors, because here their main thing was, let's move everything around. And my mom was like, no, if it works, we're going to just kind of leave it. Yeah, so that's why I've been to California a few times, just different places, just kind of figuring out what the best option for me was. And it was always, if it works, just leave it out.
Hey, no doubt. She wasn't letting them play operation on her baby.
Absolutely
And
not.
I don't blame her.
Absolutely not.
Practice on somebody else.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Yeah,
So you actually never had any surgeries to do any corrections on that. So we're still functioning today, flip-flopped from the rest of the world.
45 years later, I am still functioning. No major issues from that. I was always sickly as a kid, but nothing from that, that had to be major surgery or anything. That's how I became a Make-A-Wish kid. As most people know, I did get to meet Michael Jackson. Like, that was a real thing.
Get out of here.
Yes, I did meet Michael Jackson as a kid.
That's cool.
Where at?
Yeah.
Where was he?
At his ranch.
Really?
Yes.
You went to his place.
I went to his ranch.
How old were you?
I was 14.
Okay, so you were a kid, but you were old enough that's a memory.
That is
That's
definitely
embedded.
a memory. I will never forget him sitting beside me with a pack of Skittles and M&Ms, and I will never forget that.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
Yes,
I
yes.
actually did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
No, wow.
It's a real thing. It really happened. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've always been a huge Michael Jackson fan. I tell people that's my daddy, so you know.
I mean, I think at some point in most everybody's lives, they were a huge
yeah.
Michael Jackson fan.
How could you not be?
You've got to respect the groove and the rhythm. And
Absolutely.
he sung at least one song that everybody likes.
Yeah, yeah.
If they don't claim it, they're liars.
Exactly.
Gotta be. Right. So what do you do during the day? When I say during the day, you're what are you guys, part-time agent?
Yes.
Let me get my terminology right here.
Sort of, kind of.
Yes, I am a part-time agent. I say full-time because I feel like I work,
It never stops.
24 hours a
It
day.
never
so.
stops. That's why I hesitated. I didn't want
Yeah.
to shortchange it because I know it's a nonstop. But you have 2 jobs. Let's say that.
Yes,
You
I do
have-
orthodontics full-time. I've been doing that for 16 years. So
Awesome.
So
Okay.
that's my full-time job.
And then so she got into real estate. Tell us how that started. How'd that come about?
Well, it's something I've always wanted to do. I'm fascinated with houses. I just love the layout. I mean, everything about it. I ride through neighborhoods just to look at houses. Like, that's just always been my thing. And I tried maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Went through the class, whatever. Got all the way to the end, took the exam once, and then I didn't pass it. So I was like, oh, forget it. I'm not going. But I'm not going to try this again. Well, back, I think in 2022, the beginning of that year, I tried it again with one of my coworkers at work. So went through, I was like, okay, I'm going to be serious about this. It's something I've always wanted to do, so I'm going to stick to it this time. And I passed on the first time, so I was like, I guess it was meant to be, you know. I feel like that was the timing. That was God's timing. So that's when he wanted me to do it. So that's why.
And
it
being
worked out.
persistent, like the way you, took it on this last time, even coming in, excuse me, with us, I can see that, the determination to make it work.
Oh,
and the
absolutely.
hard work. And so a lot of people don't realize that being a real estate agent, it takes some persistence.
Oh, absolutely.
And it takes some studying and some figuring things out, and certainly socializing with people and letting them know that you're out there.
Oh, yeah.
And the biggest thing, and I'm sure you can really attest to this, is that course doesn't really teach you how to do this job.
Absolutely not.
It teaches you how to stay out of trouble with the state, stay out of trouble with the federal government.
Exactly.
But that's about all it teaches.
That's
Absolutely.
it. Even the questions like from the course is not on the state exam. I mean, I was just like, what is this? But
I think that exam just teaches you how to take tests
basically,
and answer what you've read,
right.
and that's where you wind up. But well, we're tickled to have you on our team. And is your goal to be a full-time agent, or are you going to continue to have 2 different careers?
No, I definitely want to be a full-time agent. Yeah. Something I want to do.
Well, I can tell you that when you came in, and were you with anybody else before you were with us? No. Okay, so she came straight into us. I remember when you came in and had talked to the guys. Michael came home, and he was pumped. He was like, "You remember Erica? She's came in and she's coming with us, and it's gonna be a good thing. That girl, she's got some personality, and she can talk to people, and this is just gonna be jam up." So he was really excited.
Oh, I was excited too.
He, hometown girl. She's got everything that we're looking for, because that's one of the things that Michael and David, when they're looking to bring people to the team, it's not, their philosophy's not just hire agents. Or,
Right.
I guess they don't hire agents. They bring agents to the team because you guys technically work for yourself.
That's correct.
Right.
But they try to build a team that complements each other and that's going to be a team player. And they really felt like you brought that to the table. So he was doing his little happy dance when he got
You
home.
got a happy dance?
Hey, you want to let's make him do it?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I'd have to spend some time at Michael Jackson's farm.
I'll bring some snacks in here. He's when he gets something that he likes to eat real good, he'll do he'll do this little backstroke thing.
Chilling too much.
She's telling us.
So they were very excited to have you. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just the fact that you were one of the hometown, that was kind of a win for us. But that's not our only goal, guys, is not just to bring hometown people in. We would do like agents from other areas, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes our heart warm when we get our hometown girls in here. So
Absolutely. I felt it when I came. Because, they tell you go interview other agents, make sure. But I just knew, I was like, and I tell people now, like, that's one of the best decisions I've ever made was choosing the team here. Because it's always felt more like family than just team.
Yes.
And they're always willing to teach. I know I blow them up all the time asking questions, but they're always available to answer my questions. It's not, they don't get frustrated. It doesn't seem like so, and that's great when
Yep.
you're looking for a team like that.
right. You can't learn if you don't ask.
Absolutely.
And it's trial and error.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the figuring out the paperwork, and then when you figure it out, they change it.
Oh yeah.
So then you have to all fumble through it together.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
Exactly.
it's a growing process.
Yeah.
Is
No
there an
doubt.
area, Erica, that seems to have piqued your interest on specializing in anything, or you just whatever, whenever?
I want to do flips. Like I want to eventually get into that. But I like working with the buyer. I don't mind. I know a lot of people are like, "I'm a seller's agent. I want to be a seller," but I really don't mind the buyers. Like, I like that side of it too.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody has to do it. So why not me? I don't mind it. I don't mind any part of it. Honestly, I've had so much fun doing this. Like I've ridden by houses and thought, oh, I wonder what the house looks like or what it looks like on the inside. And then I get a call like, hey, can I see this house? And I'm like, are you serious? I just was looking at that house. But yeah, so I feel like I'm where God wants me to be right now. So I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome. What about the struggles? Have you had struggles as far as dealing, like helping people figure out financing, anything along those avenues that you've encountered? Does that something that seems to be
It's always a struggle when you're learning something new. So you just basically take it one step at a time. Like I'll back up and go even look through my book to see if it's something in there that teaches me how to do it versus having to call somebody all the time. But if I can't figure it out, of course I'm gonna call or I'm gonna text. So, but it's always a struggle in anything that you're learning that's new. So, yeah.
I know that financing can be a area
yeah.
where it's that seems to be something I hear the guys talk about sometimes, being able to help get people financed,
Right.
so that they can be able to know what they can afford. And that way you're not chasing your tail. They're not disappointed when they can't get. They're looking at things that are out of their price range.
Right.
Being able to keep them reeled in and not crush their dreams.
Exactly, because you hate it when they go to financing and they're like, oh, they don't qualify for this amount, and they've already looked at a house that that they really want. So I always try to tell them you may want to go look at your financing first,
Absolutely.
so we know exactly where to start.
That way you don't have to be a dream crusher.
Exactly.
You let the bank be the dream crusher.
That's right.
Steer that. Let them do that. Let them be the bad guy.
Yeah, one of the good things about finding the flipper's property is you get to see that property change, and kind of gets you involved in that, so that you can learn that process, and so you kind of on the edge of it, and then once you figure it out, then you can go further into that dream.
Right. I'll use you and Tina as a blueprint.
There you go.
We'll help you any way we can, darling. That's the best thing about getting older, getting wiser, is being able to help people and talk to them and give them the experience and the do's and the don'ts, and it's still may not always work, but most of the time if you keep digging, you'll get there. It'll get there. No doubt.
Absolutely.
Yep. What you thinking?
I ain't thinking right this minute.
Michael's been.
That's a dude answer right there.
Isn't that a dude answer?
That's a husband and wife conversation just happened right there in front of us. What do you think about? I ain't thinking about anything.
He know what he's thinking. What's for dinner?
Yeah.
What you cooking? And that's his main question. What are we eating next? What are we eating next? They how long have you been with us? 2 years? Right at 2 years?
September will be 2 years.
Okay, about a year and a half. Oh, yeah, it's just fixing to get good.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
just
it's picked
It
up a
takes 2
lot.
years.
So.
That 2 year mark is where really stuff starts to kick
Yeah,
off.
2 years it'll make a difference.
So
People start realizing you're there.
the deal, I have a question because I don't know this, but right before I came on board with United Country, me and you had a deal together.
We did.
You were actually, you and a couple other agents, where I just kept on, we talked about this in our first episode a little bit. I just kept on crossing paths with people in this office. And it actually motivated me when I left my last company to come on board here. Was that deal that we did, was that your first deal or one of the, I know obviously it was one of the first.
That was my first
That
deal.
was your first deal?
Yeah.
That was the first listing?
Yeah.
Your first deal?
And you were great.
You were great. You did fantastic. So so the deal we're talking about, it was a mobile home that we got VA financing on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Erica knew how to communicate with her seller about what was needed for us to be, for my buyer to be able to get that VA financing done. So like the hustle, like when she said that she likes to work the buyer side, it makes a lot of sense because the hustle out of her is real. So and typically that's why we like, or not that we don't hustle, but we like listings. Yeah. Because it's just a little bit easier. It's not as much running around. That's just my opinion. But I knew it didn't come across as it was your first deal, and that speaks to that speaks to that your skill level and how seriously you take it too. So
that's one of the other good things is she don't quit until she finds the answer.
Oh no,
and when she finds it, she don't forget it, and she probably writes it down in that book.
Oh yeah, I don't have my book today, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I write everything down.
Yeah,
Ain't
which is a
wrong.
great thing.
Yeah, nothing wrong. I write it down too.
Yeah,
I don't know how that man right there gets from the start of his day to the end of his day, as many places as he has to be, never writing anything down.
Oh wow,
I get from the kitchen to the bedroom sometimes and can't remember why I went to the bedroom.
I do that all the time.
I will write it down sometimes and then forget where I put it.
So why even write it down?
So no need writing it down.
No doubt.
So you have a book that you keep everything in? Let's talk about that a little bit.
I have several notebooks.
Several books?
Yes.
Okay.
And don't ask me how I know where something is, but I always know exactly which book. I have like 3 notebooks that I keep all my stuff in. And I always know which notebook to pick up first when I'm looking for a certain thing. Don't ask me how because I don't know. Because I write a lot on the back of envelopes too. Like, that's weird. But yeah, I'll write it down anywhere. But I always know where to go back to find it.
That's a girl thing too, I think.
Yeah.
Because with the construction that Daniel, my son-in-law, and I do, I keep a notebook and I keep everything written in that notebook. And if I write it on an envelope, I staple it in that notebook.
To your page, yeah.
For like whatever that customer is. It can be on the back of a receipt. I staple it in that notebook. And Daniel will call me and say, hey, where's the size for the door for so-and-so? And I'll say, it's on the buffet in that notebook or in the bedroom on the desk. I mean, that's a girl thing.
Yeah. I think
Y'all
you're
are
right.
usually a lot more organized.
We appear unorganized, but it's organized to us.
To us, that's right.
And you gotta have a certain mentality to be successful like that anyway. I mean, Tina's not a hey, get in the truck and let's ride kind of girl. She wants to know the plan.
Yeah.
Hey, where we're going, what we're doing. I just get in no.
Tell me where we're going.
So, and you strike me as that same personality. Hey, I need to know where we're going, what we're doing. So
Depends on the day.
yeah, I guess. But those kind of, I guess that strong personality will take you far in life. That's for sure.
I hope so.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you coming in with us. Do you have anything you want to quiz us on?
Maybe later, but
Okay.
I'm thinking my thought processes are still. I'm just grateful that you guys I'm still shocked that you asked me to do this. I'm like, why me? But
Oh no,
I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Well,
sure.
we felt like you had something to offer and share, and it was a lot of it was just the keep your grit, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't let the fact that things may be crossed up sometimes,
Oh yeah.
but that don't stop you.
Oh no, you can't let it stop you.
So-
You definitely can't.
You just keep those dreams going and keep shoot high. One of my favorite quotes, I'm a quote girl, and one of my favorite quotes is to shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you still land among the stars.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Erica. And,
Thank y'all for having me.
we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Small Town Big Dreams. Please like and subscribe to our channel and be sure to join us next time from the United Country Fulford Realty recording studio in Hartford, Alabama.